Hello, everyone. We have just come out of our screening for The Color Purple, the 2023 version. We're currently under embargo and we have no idea when that embargo drops, but be sure this review will be out once that releases for us. So The Color Purple is based on a stage musical, which is based on a novel. And of course, there's been the Steven Spielberg version, which I think it has the record for the most nominations without a single win. I think in like 11 or 12 or something like that.
My goodness.
Yeah. So the movie itself, it's a decades-spanning tale of love and resilience of one woman's journey to her independence. Celie faces many hardships in her life, but she ultimately finds the extraordinary strength and hope in the unbreakable bonds of sisterhood. So this version is directed by Blitz Buzzawooly. I haven't heard of this director's work. I haven't seen anything that he's done so far. And it's written by Marcus Gardley. The cast of it's pretty stacked cast. Fantasia Barrino, Taraji P. Henson, Danielle Brooks, Coleman Domingo, Corey Hawkins, Hal Bailey, and a bunch of other good ones in there as well. So, yeah, Nan, we've just come out of the film. What did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. It seems that whenever Steven Spielberg is involved in musicals, he always seems to strike gold. He didn't direct this one, but he was a producer along with Oprah Winfrey as well. And I guess he probably used the best bits of his own film and try to give, pointers here and there in it. But overall, I haven't seen the original one, only this one, obviously.
Yep.
But I thought it was pretty good. I did enjoy it. Some of the musical, like, what are they called? Set pieces?
Yeah.
I think they were shot and directed really, really nicely with great, with good production and choreography.
Yeah.
Is that the word for it as well? I thought that was really good. The main actress, I don't know her name.
Yeah. Fantasia Barrino.
Yeah. I thought I thought she was fantastic in it. She sort of played this sort of timid but sort of timid woman who struggled to stand up for herself. And then throughout the film, like we finally see her finally stand up for herself and become successful. And then obviously that massive emotional moment at the end, like holy shit, there's a lot of emotions in that final scene. What else was I talking about? Yes, the acting. Yeah, I thought she was great in it. Even the husband, don't know his name.
Coleman Domingo,
who plays Mister. I thought he was really good as well. Just as that sort of entitled sort of husband. That he goes out and expects food on his table, and when he gets back from work, because this is obviously set in the 1800s and then it goes into the 1900s. So that's what it was like back then. But I think the main thing for this that got me was the production. Like I said it before, the choreography throughout the dance scenes were amazing. The productions of the different decades it went through. So I think the film opens up, I think, in the very, very late 1800s. And it's, the sort of that Wild West sort of feeling with saloons and horses and little carriages.
Yeah.
And then as the time goes on, I think we ended up finishing around about late 1940s.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah. And just seeing like not only just the costuming and the buildings and the vehicles change as well throughout that passage of time was captured really, really great. Some of the cinematography in this film is fantastic. There was a scene, what was this? Oh, there was a scene, I think it was very early in the movie, where the two young sisters were singing on that beach, and all it was just a beach and a massive ass, like, tree root thing.
Yeah.
And it just felt so huge, and, like, the way that the cameras, like, went through the roots, trying to capture them dancing was really, really great as well. The score, it wasn't really much of a score, it was just more singing, really.
What do you think about the songs?
Yeah, I thought some of them were really good. Pretty much any one that the main actress sung was always really powerful, especially that very last one.
Yeah.
At the end, definitely hugely powerful. But there wasn't that many people really singing. I mean, you had the two younger sisters, and then the main actress, her friend, and another one of the guys.
Shug.
Yeah, I think so it was just the same people singing, but I think every song they sung was, different, and showed different emotions.
Yeah.
The happy friend usually sung like happy sort of
Mm-hmm.
songs, and then yeah, who's that actress's name? The one that plays that real funny female character. That
Danielle Brooks, the kind of hardened one that doesn't take any shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought she was fantastic in that. And
yeah.
then there was a scene where she got absolutely humbled, and you can just feel for that because she did a whole song um about what happened to her
Yeah.
eventually,
Mm-hmm.
and then it happened to her, and you're just like, okay, holy shit.
Yeah, yeah,
And like it completely broke her, and it took her like ages to come back, and
mm-hmm.
it was what the friend did, main character, which really broke her out of her like little depression phase.
Yeah.
I think the way that that actress captured, that badass sort of character, and then being extremely humbled, and then coming back into her badass self, I
Mm-hmm.
think that was shown really great by her.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's all the thoughts I wanted to say for now. I
Mm.
think.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty much right on par with you. This movie definitely captivated me more narratively than I was expecting. I didn't really know what I was expecting because obviously I'm not familiar with the original or the musical or the novel. So I didn't really know what to expect going into it in terms of the story. But yeah, no, it was really gripping, emotional. I thought it was quite powerful in the sense of like, the endurance of the human spirit and sisterhood, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was really powerful. I don't really resonate with any conditions of these characters because we live in a different time period, and a bunch of other reasons, of course. But I still heavily resonated with the character and what they were going through, and I think that's speaks to a really powerful script and a powerful direction to get me to like truly care and be a part of these characters' journeys. And this movie is a journey. When I think about a decade spanning tale, I think of Napoleon. This movie is like Napoleon in terms of the scope and the time period it captures, but it does it so much better. And I think it does it so much better because it spends a lot of time in kind of one bit of that decade rather than like just one scene per
Yeah.
time period. So it does it brilliant here. I think it captures so many characters all in one. And the movie wasn't that long, but I did think it felt a little bit longer than what it actually was. And it can be really slow at times. I think its endings kind of it takes a while to get to the ending. And then a lot of moments where I thought it was going to end and it just didn't. I don't know if you got that same feeling as well.
No, I didn't.
No, yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, no, that's the ending. But there was still obviously a lot more story to tell, and as you said, with the kind of what it builds up to in that last scene, like, man, I had a lump in my throat. I was like, oh, damn, this is powerful. Like, they did it. So yeah, very good. Fantasia Barrino. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. As Celia, yeah, she's amazing. Like, she's really, really good at what she does here. Just you kind of get almost every kind of emotion out of that kind of character,
Yeah.
and she just does it so well, and she really plays to the time period that she's in, just really well, and just I guess the dialogue as well is just so suited to the area of living. Just the way they talk is very different. I will say that the accent, I had trouble hearing some of the words that people were saying at times. I don't know if you got that, but there was just sometimes when an accent was too like thick that I just couldn't hear what they were actually saying. Did you get that at all?
No.
No. So yeah, yeah, I had some times like that. It's usually kind of the male characters like Mister and his dad and stuff like that. Just yeah,
Oh yeah, the dad I really struggled to understand.
yeah, yeah. And he was saying some crucial stuff, but yeah, um, you nailed it on the head with Danielle Brooks. I think an Oscar might be there, eh? A nomination's definitely coming. She's fantastic. She's amazing. Just again, another character that doesn't have like a lot of like screen time or anything, but uses every moment that she's in there to like her full advantage. And another thing that kind of captures all the emotions on the spectrum. She manages to do that. I think Coleman Domingo, he's very good as well. He's truly like menacing and intimidating, and he did it so well. I really hated him, and watching him on screen, I'm like, oh nah, like get this guy. Like, he played it just so well. So I thought it was very good. It is very shocking. So I think people got to be mindful of like what they're going to see in this kind of story. Like it's stuff that you don't see, and it's before like the 1950s, 60s kind of stuff we get when it comes to this kind of stuff. You go back to the early 1900s, and they treated women way worse than the 1950s or 60s. Like it's pretty horrific, and it's so sad and devastating. So yeah, I think the entire cast overall is just really fantastic. It's probably like going to be a front runner for cast ensemble SAG. And it should be. It's just such a stacked year for performances, man. Like now we got this, and amongst everything else that we've had so far, it's crazy right now. But yeah, I still think while I loved all that other stuff, I still think the production might be the most like impressive thing to me. I was stunned by this. Like I don't know Blitz's work well to really make a comment on what he's done in the past, but this feels like a seasoned director, a guy who kind of knows what he's doing and has done it for a while. And like long camera shots, complex camera shots, the camera's moving. I think it just makes it really interesting. It's not just, static and easy stuff. And I think the lighting is fantastic. The production value, the real sets, all that stuff. I think it's just absolutely phenomenal for the most part. And yeah, I guess when it comes to the song set pieces, the choreography is really really good, and the production behind the songs are really well done as well. I think in terms of like its other stuff, production design, absolutely, it captures different time periods. You feel that evolution. The costuming is fantastic. It's just all around a very very well made movie. I think this is going to be a major Oscar players by the end of the year, and I think it absolutely deserves it.
Similar to West Side Story.
Yeah, I don't know its chances on winning. We got to see like the precursor awards when they actually start, but it's going to be a very interesting year, I think. Like there's just so much like goodies out there, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I do think it's going to we'll have a strong presence, I think, in terms of nominations. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't.
Surely another 11 nominations with 0 wins.
That would be kind of hilarious, but also really sad at the same time. I think it does deserve something. I don't know what at this time, as I'm saying this, but I think it really does deserve that. But now that we've seen this one, is there any curiosity to see Steven Spielberg's version?
No, not really.
I don't know if his one's a musical. I don't think it is, because I remember hearing West Side Story was his first musical. So it's the novel version of it.
Then that's a different story then. Because I'm not a big musical film sort of person.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't watch unless I, other people around to watch it, or in our case we got to go to a screening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably, it wouldn't be right away or during, maybe like after the Oscars.
Yeah.
I might, just because that's when it would start getting a bit more buzz and a bit nabs of your Oscars as well.
Yeah.
There might be some curiosity in there for me. Or if I'm feeling brave and I want to do a Spielberg binge.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. That's something that everyone's got to do at some point, right? Yeah. So that's when it'll come. Well, hey, it's on 4K now, so
that's true.
Or coming in December? Oh no, it's a November release,
Yes.
So yeah, it should be out now. Yeah. So
29th, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll go get the 4K together, lad. Don't worry. Yeah. Any other thoughts to add on for this one?
No, I think I said it all. One thing, I think one of the dance sequences. Dance sequences. I think that really like made me know that this was going to be a good film. Was, I think it's one of the first couple songs. I think it was the second or third one. It's when she's walking through that like little, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a gravel area, and there's like these workers there in chains or sledgehammers.
Yeah.
And like the people with the sledgehammers were like working, and then they were dancing with those sledgehammers and doing other stuff with it. I was just like that while she was walking through that, and I was like, wow. And then she crosses a river, and it goes to like females working as well.
Yeah.
Washing clothes and stuff on
Mhm.
like a little waterfall thing.
Oh, that was so
Shit,
good.
that
Yeah,
was so
that was
good.
so good.
When I saw that, I was
Um,
like, holy fuck, okay, we're in for a good movie.
Yeah, and a little disclaimer here: Nain rocked up a little bit late, a few minutes late,
Oh, yeah.
and the opening scene, man, is so good. Like
Is it?
I knew it was going to be a good movie from the opening scene. Like it just the camera's moving up, and then it like goes up like this tree to where Hale Bailey is and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit, like this is like good filmmaking already off the jump. And then like the opening scene's like a big musical piece with like loads of extras in there, like kind of the whole town running in. So yeah, I was like, oh shit, okay, this is gonna be good. Yeah, and then we saw like the one that you just mentioned as well, and I was like, oh man, like it's just so good. The production is really, really good. I see a really great future for Blitz in the future. I think, yeah, it's a good film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we'll move on to the final part of the review. Nan, your score out of 10 for The Color Purple.
My score out of 10 for The Color Purple would be an 8.9.
8.9.
Yeah.
Shit. Oof. Yeah, I'd go an 8.7. Yeah. Ugh, good stuff. Very good. 2023 continues to be a banger of a year. But yeah, guys, we are done here on this review. I hope you enjoyed our take on The Color Purple. For anyone that's watching this in New Zealand, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait till the end of January. We're very privileged and lucky to have seen it today. But unfortunately for you, you have to wait. But honestly, go and see this. Support it. Spend your money. I don't see a good future for a musical like this in the cinema. So yeah, give it your support. Help the box office. As for the Americans, I don't know when you guys get it. I don't know when it comes out in the rest of the world, but definitely one to go see. And if you do go see it, feel free to jump onto this review, share your thoughts, and we can have a conversation about it. I'm sure we're going to be talking about this movie a lot as we head into the Oscars and all the other awards coming before that. Otherwise, just jump onto moviegames.com. We do a ton of other reviews as well for films. We'll be doing a lot on the Oscars, obviously box office stuff, physical media, everything movies. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep bringing the hype. Peace.
See ya.